Another foily lizard. Happy to see this guy. Definitely going to be putting him in a couple decks. Ooh, tornado. You can either pay 2 and a green, instant destroy target creature with flying, or you can cycle it for 1 and a green. Cool. Oh, look at this. Special guest from the guest list. Desert. It's just desert. You can play it and tap it for colorless, or you can tap it. Desert deals 1 damage to target attacking creature. Activate only during the end of combat. So it's still technically attacking during combat if it's a declared attacker. But very cool to see this full art desert. And we got an inspiring vantage too. Look at all them cactus. Cool. Got some lands this time. This is yet again a mythic from a different list of cards. I think it's a little much and that they're going another. But look at this, Demonic Ruckus. So you can plot this for a single red. So if you have this in your opening hand and you have nothing else better to do, you can just plot this for 1 red. And then you can play for free the next time you cast it. It just seems very good. 1 and a red if you just draw this off the top and you have nothing else to do that turn. You can just pay for 2. Enchant creature gets +1/+1 and has menace and trample. And if this is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card. So if the creature dies for some reason, you can go ahead and get another one. Seems very good. Let's go ahead, put that there. Ooh, the Apothecary. Whenever you commit a crime, target creature gains menace or lifelink. Sweet. And this is not a once per turn. Earth the Joe. Enters the battlefield, Mega Mercenary. Whenever you activate an ability that targets a creature or player, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. I think people had mentioned this, but white's probably one of the least common ones that target things other than some specific removal spells. Red, sure, it does it a lot, but I would rather play Marquesa. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce her name, the Grixis commander, because it just has better colors that you'd want to be targeting things with, like Raven is going to be in that deck, for example. But again, there's going to be a lot of burn spells and things that target creatures and things your opponents control. So you never know. So Eartha Joe might be fun for that reason, to kind of copy those types of abilities that have triggered. Yeah, so it's not even spells. It's just whenever you activate an ability that targets creature or player, then you copy it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's got bearing, but ooh, Desert's Dew. Kind of looks like Indiana Jones. Ooh, Fierce Retribution. So you can either pay 1 and a white, destroy target attacking creature, or you can cleave out this part and just destroy target creature. Not that great. Dust Animus. You can plot it for 1 and a red and a white. If you control 5 or more untapped lands, enters the battlefield with 2 counters and a lifelink counter. So it could be a 4/5 lifelink flyer for free. Or he's a 2-mana 2/3 flying with no lifelink. Not as great, but seems decent. Cannon Grab, Bake Your Own Death, Gold Pan. Seems decent. But Dust Animus could be the top end of a mono white weenies list, because again you can play him for 2 mana. A 2/3 flyer is nothing to sneeze at for 2 mana. I mean, if it was 3 mana it'd be bad, but for 2 it's not that bad. And then we got Buried in the Garden, a white green 2 enchant land and aura. Enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent you don't control until this leaves the battlefield. And then whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, his controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. Seems pretty decent. In aura decks, enchantment decks, I think they'd want to look for that. Oh, we got Vraska the Silencer, the mythic. black, green, and 1 Gorgon Assassin, Death Touch, 3/3. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent control dies, you may pay 1. If you do, return that card to the battlefield tapped under your control. It's a treasure artifact with tap. Sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and it loses all other card types. So you can get a lot of value from cards that opponents are playing by bringing them back as treasures. I'm sure there's some synergies out there that'll work pretty well by keeping their things under your control. The Vigilante gains double strike as long as you committed a crime. Seems good in a limited format. Shifting Gift, Grift, blue, and then Spree. Exchange control of 2 target creatures, 2 target artifacts, or 2 target enchantments. I haven't seen this before. 3 mana exchange 2 target artifacts and enchantments seems decent. 2 creatures for 4 is a little much, but you can just do all of those if you want. It's like an expensive Gilded Drake. With a creature out already. Intimidation Campaign. It seems like a fun card. Not for constructed though. Consuming Ashes, Exile. Great Tap Dude, the good boy. Cack Tarantula, Sterling Keeper. Fun cards. Alright, I think we're in the last 5-6 packs here. Let's see what we got. Ooh, look at that. Look at that art. Craziness. Prickly Pear. Repulse. Got this in the limited. It's great because you commit a crime by targeting and returning it to their hand, and you get to draw. Gets you ahead a little bit. Free Strider Lookout. As long as you committed a crime, look at the top 5. Put a land from among them on the battlefield tapped, with the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. This only triggers once each turn, though, so it's not the best, but it does seem fun. And then we got the Roadrunner. Haste Protection from Coyotes. And then 3, can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. Which doesn't make sense because the Coyote would be able to attack him. Would be able to block him, but seems pretty decent. Ginger Root. Pardon me. Arid Archway. This enters the battlefield tapped, and if it enters, you return a land you control to its owner's hand. If another desert was returned this way, you surveil 1. So if you do have a deck that's in non-singleton format, you could be returning deserts and surveilling 1, which is very good. But it's always good to take note of a card that says tap for 2 mana. Just like the Gilded Commons, I think, from Ravnica. I think there's some land return synergies you can do if lands can come in untapped, which I think we just came out with a card that said lands come in untapped, Spelunking, I think, the green card. So you can have this enter untapped, tap the other card for mana, return this to the hand, and we can bounce your lands. Seems like it could be fun. The Fury, the good boy. Ooh. +2/+0. The Varmint. Varmint seems good. And the Lullaby. Destroy target tap creature for 2 and gain 2. Sorcery Speed. Which means it's just for limited, not for constructed play. To be clear. But yep. A lot of good cards in this set. I think this plus the next set, the Bloomburrow, is going to be a lot of good stuff to look forward to. Ooh, look at the foiling on that. I don't know if you can see like the like the little parts of the slivers of the cocoon. Cool. Hypothesis. Ooh, Rakdos the Muscle in the wanted poster. Very cool. 2 in black, black, and red. Legendary creature, Demon Mercenary, 6/5. Flying and trample. Whenever you sacrifice another creature, exile cards equal to its mana value from the top of target player's library. Could be yours, could be opponent's. Until your next end step, you may play those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. So, a standard steal and pay. And then you can sacrifice another creature you control at instant speed. Rakdos the Muscle gains indestructible until end of turn and tap it. Activate only once each turn. So you can't do it multiple times in a row, but if someone's trying to get Rakdos off the board, they are going to have to waste two instant speed removal spells on him in order to do that. So it's going to be a lot to get him off the board, but I think he's pretty powerful for what he is. Very cool to see him in the wanted poster as well. Cool mythic pull. He's one of the team that I'm really happy to get. Full steam ahead. Got the Griff, Lively Dirge. Very cool to see another copy of that. The Tumbleweed Rising. Very good. Broken stuff with mono green. Mono green Stompy. It's gonna be back. Yeah, cast for free, make a copy of your biggest creature essentially is very good. Mercenary token, and we got an extra swamp. Cool. Brimstone Roundup. Awesome. Journey to Nowhere. For 2 mana, 1 and a white. Enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When Journey to Nowhere leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Sweet. No restrictions. 2 mana enchantment, exile creature. Very good. Aven Interpreter. One of the best cards in the set, I believe. Mono white counterspell. 1 in white, flash flying 2/2, bird rogue. When he enters the battlefield, exile target spell. Becomes plotted, so they can cast it on a later turn at sorcery speed for free. If it is a counterspell, it's basically useless because they can't cast it at instant speed. Again, it always has to be sorcery, as the reminder's text says here. And then it also has a stacks ability here saying spells your opponents cast from graveyards or from exile cost 2 more to cast, which is a fairly big stacks piece, I'd say. So stacks on a counterspell in mono white. Going to be putting in this in one of my commander decks. It's going to slot right in. But very happy to see it. And we've got ourselves a Stable Master, Human Scout, Reach, pay a green, or you can pay 2 mana of any color for a mount or a vehicle. Good in those vehicle decks. Bovine Intervention, destroy an artifact or creature, and they create a 2/2 White Ox. Cool. Frontier Seeker, haven't seen this yet. 1 and a white, enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a mount, creature card, or planes from among them, put in your hand, put the rest on the bottom. For 2 mana, this is what you want to look for budget white decks in Commander. It's very good getting some lands off the top. Yeah, it's a plains card, not a basic, so you can get any kind of plains, or maybe a dual land or a tri-land if you have those. So this is very good if you have this in your Commander decks. Just need to get some fixing. Ferocification, I haven't seen this. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, it's an enchantment for 2 and a red. Target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn, or target creature you control gains menace and haste until end of turn. At the beginning of each combat on your turn. That's very, very good. Usually you'll see this in some kind of red-green fashion, or some mix of the two, or maybe on a creature. But this is premium. Give your guys haste that turn. It does have to happen at combat, but not too shabby to get that going. Sweet. I believe we've got 3 packs left. Yeah, let's grab these out real fast. All right. Thank you again for sticking in with me on the videos here. Probably split this up into a couple different parts. So if you're watching from the beginning, thanks again for sticking out through the three or four parts here. Like and subscribe, and we'll be making some more videos for the bundle soon. That'll be much faster. I'm just going to go through all 9 packs, and then kind of go from there. But cool, we got another Plains, the Pundler, Dust Bowl, a land. It's got tap, add a colorless, or you can pay 3, tap, sack a land, and destroy target non-basic land. I think this is one of the more expensive ones from this list from Prosperity. But cool to see it. Cool to see it. And we got ourselves a Claim Jumper. Just like that other white card I was talking about from the last pack, this is even better. For 3, a 2 and a white, a 3/3 Vigilance Rabbit Mercenary. Love the creature types. Look at those ears. When he enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, you may search your library for a Plains card and put it on the battlefield tapped. If an opponent controls more lands than you, repeat this process once more. Repeat this process once. If you search your library this way, shuffle. So you can get 2 different Plains cards and put them on the battlefield tapped. So you can get multicolored lands. You can get all of your lands out of your deck that you need if you're in white and people have more lands out than you. This seems like a very good search and go get yourself the remaining colors that you need. And then Treasure Dredger. Saw a foily one earlier, but 1 and a black. Pay 1 and tap, pay a life, create a treasure token. So you're just investing a life and a mana to get treasure built up for later turns, essentially, to kind of save that for later. So very cool. Prosperity Tycoon. Ooh, and I think we got something. I'm just going to skip to it. We got a Mercenary. Sacrifice a token, gain indestructible. Might see some play here and there. Flying and Vigilance 3/3 for 4. At the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, draw a card. Very good and limited. I was facing down this and that Sphinx and some other flyers from Blue-White Flyers deck, and I was pretty much dead in the water at that point. Very good and limited. But yeah, let's take a look. Lifelink Indestructible. 2 mana, 1 and a white. Counter on target creature you control. He gains lifelink and indestructible. I feel like this Thunder Salvo premium removal in limited. Holy cow! I haven't seen too many of those. But I feel like Heliod wants this. Heliod Ballista, because you can give your. I don't know. I think there's some synergies out there that if they gain lifelink and they have counters, you can like duplicate their counters. I don't know. We'll have to look into that. I think it's a card that could be giving some extra synergy where we need it. Alright, let's see here what we got. Last 2 packs. Oko, the one and only. Haven't seen him in card form yet, but you never know. Ooh, Primal Might. And we got this foily guy. X and green. Target creature you control gets XX, and then it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. I remember seeing a T-Rex on one of these once. Ooh, got another mythic from the vault. With that extra symbol over here. 3 red. Interesting artifact. You can tap, exile this memory vessel. Each player exiles the top 7 cards of the library. Until your next turn, players may play cards they exiled this way, and they can't play cards from their hand. So activate only as a sorcery. So on your turn, you play this, you exile it. Each player exiles the top 7 cards of the library, and nobody can play cards from their hand. So this kind of shuts them down for at least 1 turn, and kind of walks everybody 1 time, windfalls everybody 1 time for 1 turn. So it could be interesting, but I'm not sure how important it's going to be. And then we've got some tap synergies going on here. Whenever Wily Duke, the add-in hero, becomes tapped, you gain a life and draw a card. That's what white and green are very good at doing, is tapping and untapping things and getting some extra untaps every time you gain a life. I'm sure that there's a couple cards that combo with this immediately. So that seems pretty fun. Might be some fun shenanigans going on there. We got the negotiations, the lava spear boots. Make your own luck. Always cool to see another copy of that. The good boy. The lullaby. And the tarantula. Alright, last pack of the day. Thanks again for watching, everybody. If you don't mind, hit the like and subscribe, or comment down below what your favorite card of the set is. Love to hear what everyone's looking at so far. Ooh, look at this Savage Smash. Look at that armadillo. Look at him. Oh, what is this? Riku of the Many Paths. Legendary creature, human wizard. These look so cool, foily. I don't think the video is doing justice. He's teamer colors. He's got the green, blue, and red for a 3/3. Whenever you cast a modal spell, choose up to X, where X is the number of times you chose a mode for that spell. Exile the top of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play it. Put a +1/+1 counter on Riku of the Many Paths against Trample until end of turn, and create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. Cool. The exile part's going to be the most crucial part, I think, but just playing all kinds of charms and modal spells that you can. Blue and green have a bunch of those. Red got a bunch of great ones from this set, and like Collective Defiance, for example, is great in red. So this guy's going to have a lot of things, and I bet he's going to have a pretty fun commander deck to play with. But awesome to see it. One of the last packs there. Ride down. Destroy blocking creature. Nice. Okay, and we're going on with the extra cards that we've seen so far. Sandstorm Salvager, mythic from the vault, 1 and a green. Enter the battlefield, create a 3/3 golem creature token, colorless golem creature token, and then you can pay 2, tap, put a counter on each creature token you control. They gain trample until end of turn. Very cool. Very cool to see. I'm not sure what decks I'd be putting him in, but seems fun. And ooh, one of the last cards, we got an extra mythic. Annie Flash the Veteran. We got 3 red, green, white human rogue with flash, 4/5. Enters the battlefield. If you cast it, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And then whenever any flash becomes tapped, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. I think she's one of the commanders as well from the commander decks. Very cool to see Annie Flash in one of the last cards. And we got ourselves another rare. Duelist of the Mind. 1 and a blue, flying vigilance. Equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. Whenever you commit a crime, you may draw a card. If you do discard a card, it only triggers once each turn. Definitely going to see play in the crime decks. But very cool. I think that might be the end of them here. We got ourselves a random possum attacks saddled. You return any creatures that saddled this turn to their owner's hands. That's notable. Lazav, familiar stranger, committed a crime, put a counter on him. Then you may exile a card from your graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, you may have Lazav become a copy of that creature until end of turn. Only once each turn. Good old Lazav things. Nurturing Pixie. Enters the battlefield. Return up to 1 target non-fairy, non-land permanent you control. And if a permanent was returned this way... What? Target non-fairy, non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. If a permanent was returned this way, put a counter. Oh, okay. It's just saying if it was returned, put a counter. But sweet. I take up the shield, correct tarantula, and the salvo. So thank you so much for watching today. Really like the flavor in this set. Tell me what your favorite cards were from this set. I think my favorite that I've pulled so far is going to be this Mana Drain. Always happy to see premium removal, premium counter magic in my mono blue decks. Very cool to see that one of the first few packs, but definitely going to be playing a lot of other cards in some commander decks soon, including Okay, Vex seems fun. Fibblethip seems fun. Even Interpreter, Claim Jumper is just very cool. Very cool flavor. Not going to see how interesting it'll be to see that in the next set in Bloomburrow as well. But look at all these mythics. Sword of Wealth and Power. Very happy to see that. Harvester of Mystery. Worldwaker Helm. Rest in Peace. One of those classic get rid of everyone else's graveyards when you're not trying to mess with your graveyard. It seems pretty good. Any Flash. Rakdos the Muscle in the wanted poster. Very cool. All them guys on the front news line. He's definitely part of that team. Rashka as well. This is Silencer, Railroad Brawler, and Gared. So thanks again for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great night. Take care.